grade 12s. We are going, this is attempt number 2. Please let me know if you are able to connect. I have removed the password. See if it is possible now. Okay, I see first students come in. Okay, just give me a reaction bottom right. On your toolbar at the bottom, you'll see there's reactions. Please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, just so that I can see that you are able to follow what I'm doing. Great. Thank you, Lali. Okay. Lali, can I ask you to mute your video camera? Okay. And if the others can try and connect now, you will be able to see that I've removed the password. Okay. Okay, so today we are going to discuss SQL. We are going to work on columns and rows. So please go into Google Classroom, download the PowerPoint and the data that is necessary. We are going to be working with that. To make things easier, in case you don't have access, please open the database with the exe file so that you can just run your SQL straight away. Okay, so I'm going to go into the lesson and I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. And hopefully the rest of you will be joining us shortly. Okay, so here is the PowerPoint, selecting columns and rows. And it is chapter 4 in your study opportunities textbook, page 100, and in the DBE textbook, page 113. Okay, so let's take a look at SQL. So far, you've worked on SQL where you select basically all the information about a specific field. Now we are going to start looking at records. Okay, the where clause. So the where syntax is given below as select field names from table name, for example, TBL movies, where condition 1 with your logic operator, condition 2. So greater than, equal to, etc. Okay, great. I see we've got 4 participants. If I can just ask you, Kagiso, not sure who's Stanley, please mute your microphones, bottom left-hand corner on your screen. Thank you very much. Okay, great. Okay, so every record that meets, I'm just going to minimize that, so that's out of our way. Every record that meets the conditions in the where clause will be selected. So if I say where genre is rock, it is only going to select the files that are classified as rock. Okay. So the where clause is used to find a specific record or records. Okay, let's take a look at the next slide. Relation operators. Okay, let me just get my files up here on the other side. Sorry, that should be relational. The Boolean expression used with the where command are similar to those used in Delphi. The following table lists the relational operators that can be used in SQL and shows how it is applied in the where clause. So you have used these operators before. Equal is, for example, where genre equals action, so only all action movies will show. The not sign, which is the 2 angle brackets facing each other, so not equal to, for example, where studio ID is not equal to 4. Greater than or larger than, where the income will be greater than that amount. Greater or equal. Now it's very important you don't go equal greater. It must be greater than, equal to that amount. Smaller than, facing towards the number, so where ID is less than 10, and smaller and equal to is where studio ID is less than or equal to 3. So relational operators that can be used in SQL is shown in this table. And note, in SQL, strings must be surrounded by single quotation marks used in Delphi. So Delphi works with single quotes so that you are able to read the necessary. Okay, Katlejo, I see that your please mute your, wait, I'll do it there for you. We just need to mute our chats, our microphones. Okay, so great. I can see there's quite a few of you. Let's quickly see here. We have Lali, Kajiso, Katlejo, and Stanley. Who is Stanley? We must just check your name there. Okay, great. Okay, so let's carry on to the next slide. So now we're going to actually look at different examples. So example 4.7, creating a query with where and one condition. So to create a query with where, using the database movies.mdb, which I have uploaded for you, create and test the following queries with the Test SQL app. Okay, so to show you, you are going to use this. This is the .exe file, which I told you about. And you will be entering your SQL in this edit box. So it's a very nice little system to test with that they have created for us. Okay, so let's quickly look. Where select title, so what is my field? Title. From what is the table? TBL movies. Where condition 1, my operator, and condition 2. Okay, so I'm going to copy this into my little program. Okay, let's just go. Now, very importantly, I want to quickly show you, if I forget my semicolon and I say execute, it is going to give me this error message saying, please enter SQL statement followed by a semicolon. So don't forget to add your semicolon here. Okay, so type that in and I simply click on execute, and what should now display is I'm looking for the titles of movies where my genres are superhero. Okay, so let's check. There we go. So this is all the genres, the movies that are superhero type of movies. There is Avengers, Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool, Guardians of the Galaxy, etc. So very, very easy. You just to refresh, select your field from your table where your condition 1, your operator, condition 2. Okay, great. So this code will show all the movies in the database where the genre is superhero. Remember, in SQL, strings must be surrounded by quotation marks. By clicking on the execute button, you should see the following results. Okay, great. Hopefully you all managed to do that. That was quite easy. Let's go on to the next activity. Okay. Welcome to all of the students that have just joined. Okay, let's take a look at example 4.8. As the results show, a lot of the most successful movies are superhero movies. But how much money are the studios earning on these movies? So I want to know how much money each movie is making. Okay, so to answer this question, we need to look at the income of the movies in your list. Okay, so how am I going to do this? I'm going to use a where clause again. And this time I'm going to use a where clause with the query with the income field added. So very easy. I'm going to type in select title. So this time I'm going to have more than one field that I'm checking. I'm checking the title and I'm checking income. From where? From my table movies, where my condition 1 is genre, okay, must be equal to superhero. Okay, so let's try that. So I copy this into my SQL statement. Okay, and let's just move it slightly over. It doesn't like my spaces. Where genre is equal to superhero. Remember, it's not case sensitive, but it is spelling sensitive. So if you make a spelling mistake, let's say, for example, I forget the U and I execute. And because there is no genre superhero, I will get no results. But if I enter superhero, there I will get all my information. And as you can see, Avengers Age of Ultron is an amount, a very, very big amount. There we go. Sure. That is a very nice amount for a movie. Okay. So in this, to recap, we took from 2 fields, title and income, from table movies, where the genre, let's quickly see here. I've got 2 chats. Let me just find my chat. Okay, good morning, ma'am. For SQL string outputs, do you prefer us using single or double quotes? So it's very important here in SQL, you have to use, in Delphi, you have to use single quotes. You will see there is a stage later that we are going to use double quotes, but Delphi, to read a string, is going to be single quotes. Okay, does that answer your question? Kagiso, if you can just give me a yes or a no answer. Okay, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to keep the chat here in the bottom right hand corner. I'm just going to minimize it. It's disappeared. I'll find it again. But if you have any questions, just send it on the chat and I will try and respond as we are working. Okay, so let me just take a sip of water. So let's carry on. Now we're going to still work on the same database, but we're going to start looking at more specific results. So looking at the results, you will notice that the movie with the lowest income on the list earned more than 10 billion rand, while the movie with the highest income, Infinity War, earned almost 29 billion rand. Okay, so perhaps it's normal for successful movies to earn this much money. To see if this is true, we are going to compare superhero movies with drama movies. So are our superhero movies more popular than drama movies? Okay, let's see here. There was a question, it's not coming through. Okay, so guys, feel free to send me a question on the chat. It's on the bottom of your screen here. Let me quickly just stop sharing and show you. So at the bottom here, there is a chat option for you. You will be able to see it there. Welcome, Kateko. It's good to have you here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our screen. Okay, so change the query, select movies where the genres is drama. So this time, instead of looking at superheroes, we are now going to look at our drama movies. I'm going to take my same program, which I used there, and I'm still going to use my title, still my income field, okay? Let me just check here. But this time, instead of superhero, I want to change that to drama. So I'm going to type in drama, and I will click on execute. And this time, I am going to only have one field here. We only have one movie, and the amount that they have there, wow, that's a very big number there. Okay, so I'm not even going to try and read that because I will probably say it wrong. Okay. So as you see, you don't always have to retype the whole entire SQL statement. What you can do is you can copy and paste and just change your criteria or your fields, etc. Okay, so remember in your exams, you only have 3 hours to complete 4 sections. So question 1 is going to be a grade 10 and 11 work. Okay, let me just quickly go off the screen so that you can see me. Okay, then, and question 2 could be an OOP question. Question 3 is going to be a could be SQL question, so database and SQL. Remember, they are going to ask you both. And this year in your PAT, Nkateko, if you can just, I'll mute your microphone there. There we go. And you will, sorry, let's go back. Question 1 is grade 10 and 11 work. Question 2 is going to be OOP. Question 3 is database and SQL. So this year is the first year that in your PAT, you're required to do both. Previous years, they said either Access or SQL, but this year you have to do both. So it's really important that you have an Access or a database program. I apologize. And question 4 is a section that we will be doing hopefully when we get back or early next term, and that is your 2D arrays and string grids. Okay, so that would be the last section of your grade 12 IT. Okay, so let's go back to our PowerPoint. Okay. Okay, we'll have to see how much time we've still got a little bit of time. These lessons are only 30 minutes long. I'm trying to keep it under 100 megs a session for you so that it won't use too much data. Okay, so let's just quickly take a look here. This appears to be only a single drama movie on the entire list. So Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. So even though drama movies are very popular, they do not attract as large an audience as superhero movies. This may explain why the studios are releasing so many superhero movies every year. This begs the question, what other movie genres attract large audiences and have an income more than 20 billion rand? Okay, so now you're going to do a comparison. So to answer this, we select movies of all genres. Okay, so how do I do an all? That would be select star. That would be all fields. But now we want all genres, where the income is greater than 20 billion rand. Show the movie titles, income, and genre. So let's take our SQL statement. I'm going to place it here. We're going to say select title, income, and this time we're going to include our genre field. Okay. From TBL movies, from which database, where instead of genre, this time I'm going to look at income. And the amount, instead of it equals, I want the fields to be greater than. And let's quickly see, I'm just actually going to cut and paste. Yeah. Copy, paste. Okay, here I do not use quotes. Why? Because I'm not looking for a string. Here I'm looking for a value. Okay, so I've got my fields, 3 fields, title, income, genre, from which table, TBL movies, where my condition 1 is income, is greater, that's my operator, condition 2, 2 million. Let's execute, and there we go. There we can see that Avatar was the had the greatest income. It was the most popular movie, then Avengers Infinity War, and lastly Titanic. But all of these made more than, wow, okay, made more than 2 billion on their movies. Okay, so any questions? Are you all good? Okay, I just want to quickly check. I've got Kagiso, I've got Katlejo, I've got Lali, Nkateko, Stanley, I'm assuming that's Chupiwa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is the last one? Let's make it bigger. And myself. Okay, so guys, please, it's really important. You need to make contact with Lebo, Mpo, and Tepiso. Everyone has to be online for these lessons, okay? I've spoken to Mrs. Hurlin. This is not open to all grade 12. This is me personally. I am going to try and help you out. If data is a problem for you, I will try and help you with data so that you can attend these lessons, okay? So please make contact, but the offer is only to the students that are struggling with data, please. This is coming out of my own pocket. Okay. Okay, let's carry on. So we're going to go back to the slide. So let's just recap here. It was select title, income genre from TBL movies where the income was greater than 2 billion. Our last activity. So now we are actually going to do an activity. So you can also find this in your text, your DBE textbook on page, let me just find it. This is on page 115, and I would like you to see if you are able to do the following. So use the app in the folder for movies with the database movies.mdb, create and test queries that will select the following data. So the first one is, I want you to select all fields of fantasy movies. Okay, so here, before I give you the answer, we're going to use the chat function. You are to please give me the answer via the chat to 4.5.1. Okay, so I'm going to give you to about 5 seconds. Can someone give me the answer to all fields of fantasy movies? Come guys, don't be afraid. I've seen you chat. In the chat, I want you to enter the answer for me. Have I now scared you all off? Come now. Come, let's see where you are. Okay. So I'm going to help you out here. Let me just copy this slide onto a new slide. Copy, paste. Okay, so the answers to all fields of fantasy is going to be select star. So I want all fields, so I use the star function. From which table? TBL movies, where the genre is going to be equal to fantasy. Okay, so let's test Is this going to work? I'm just going to minimize this again. And I'm going to run it in my little SQL program. So I select star from TBL movies where genre equals fantasy, and I click on execute. And whoops, what have I done wrong? And fantasy. I think what could be the problem is that I have done it with a small letter. Let's try it again. Select star from TBL where genre equals fantasy. Okay, now the question is here, if let's quickly just say, take out the where clause, and I just want to run all of it. And we go and check, is there actually a fantasy field? Genre, there's action, superhero, music, scientific. There is fantasy. So why is it giving issues? Let me copy that one. Copy. Where genre is equal to fantasy. There we go. Great. Okay. So that was just a small mistake there. And you will be able to find all your fields according to the genre fantasy. Okay. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to try. Okay, we've only got a few more minutes. I'm going to do one more for you. You are going to complete this activity for homework. You will type it in a Word document for me, please. It is very important that you are submitting your work electronically at this stage. Do not just write it's in your book, okay? I want to see the work is actually being done, okay? You can use Google Docs, you can use Microsoft Word, any word processing software. Okay, let's quickly take a look at the next question. So the title, this time I'm looking for the title and date of all movies with an income lower than 12 billion. Okay, so again, I write select, instead of just star, because now I want specific field, so title and date. So, but now I can't just say date. What was it called in the database? It was called release date. So it's very important that you're using the actual names that were given. From TBL movies, where my income is, I'm going to cheat a little bit here so I don't have to count all my zeros, where it is lower than 12 billion, so less than, and I'm going to make it 12 billion. And don't forget your semicolon at the end. Okay, so let's try this. And there we go. So all of these, it tells me the release date, so it doesn't have to display. I didn't ask it to display the amount. All I wanted to tell me is the title, okay, and the release date. Okay. Okay, guys, that is basically all we're going to get time for today. You need to finish this activity for tomorrow, and I will see you same time, same place tomorrow. Have a great day, and hope to see you guys soon. Okay. Any questions? And then I will end the session here. Let's quickly see. Now suddenly all the stuff came through. Thank you, guys. Well done. Okay, so please finish that activity for me, and we will chat again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.